Have you ever noticed that some people think being intelligent means being negative? I've actually heard this recently that individuals have stopped being hanging around academics or scholars or even intellectuals because they feel that they're all negative. Now, I'm not saying that intellectuals and scholars and academics cannot come off negative, as if intelligence really is measured by how many things you can criticize. I think we've confused skepticism with cynicism. Here's my first point: intelligence is not complaining, should not be taken as that. Being critical is not the same thing as being a critical thinker. There is this confusion. Complaining requires very little intellectual effort. We see it day in and day out on social media. We see it in our lives, in the people that we hear, right? Understanding complexity requires curiosity and discipline. Okay. When we start to look at understanding, and this is part of the critical thinking that we are lacking as a society as a whole. And that's the reason that I have such a passion for wanting individuals to really up their game. See, I just don't teach the noise of critical thinking. If you follow my Substack and my writings and my publications, I'm not there for the layman. I am there for the individual who wants to gain better understanding of their own critical thinking efforts. I'm pushing that envelope. Point number two: ask better questions. Instead of just asking, why is this wrong? We need to also ask, what is this getting right? Why does this work? What evidence supports it? How could it be improved? See, that's the positivity that intellectuals and scholars and academics should be putting forth. Again, it shouldn't always be confused with being critical. Okay, you can be critical, but be a critical thinker. Being critical and being a cynic are very different, right? So those questions move you beyond criticism to really a genuine analysis. Okay. When I work with intelligence analysts, crime analysts, all too often they're asking the negative question: what am I missing? Well, okay, what do I have? What gaps are there? That doesn't necessarily mean that you're missing information. It just means, am I looking in the right places? Where do I need to go next? Not where did I miss? Why are we reflecting on something that is negative? So then the third point is that intellectual humility. Think about the smartest people I know rarely claim certainty. We live in a world of uncertainty. Yes, you can be very positive and know that you have to think of the negativity that's out there. There are comfort levels of saying, I don't know, I need more evidence, I may be wrong. A lot of people don't have the humility in their critical thought to say these words. See, that people take that as a weakness. It's not a weakness. That's the intellectual confidence. That's knowing, if I say, I need more evidence, I don't know this, or I could be wrong. Only an individual without the positivity of a critical thinker will actually focus towards, well, you don't know, so therefore I'm not taking you serious. So again, there's that negativity. You could be the positive individual and say, well, I know what I don't know, and I'm comfortable with that, so I need more evidence. The fourth point and the closing point is build more than you destroy. Again, we live in this world of everything is so destructive in its words. I mean, sometimes it's just to get clicks, but anyone can dismantle an argument, especially if they are very negative, if they want to do nothing but criticize. They can find something wrong, but they attach too much emotion. See, a real intellectual can replace it with a better one. So I hear that argument. So let me come up with a better one. Have you thought about, have we looked at, what is it that we can know better? Where's that missing evidence? I need more evidence, right? So anyone can criticize institutions. It's easy to go against an institution like higher education, against law enforcement, against intelligence community partners. A thinker is going to ask how they might be improved as an individual. See, that's where I come in. I absolutely love reading every day, not only philosophy, because I know I do not know everything. You too should know you know nothing, right? Gotta quote philosophy here. Anyone can identify problems, and a leader searches for solutions. So what I want you to take away is the goal of becoming an intellectual isn't to become cynical. It's to become more accurate, more curious, more humble, and ultimately more useful to the people around you. Don't mistake negativity for depth. Seek clarity, because the highest form of intelligence isn't proving you're right. It's helping everyone else think better. Have a great